There's a number of options you can pursue in teaching. If we focus on higher education, so teaching within a university context, there's really two primary ways you can do this. So the UK higher education system is broken down into pathways, so there are different academic pathways that you can follow in an academic career. At Bristol, they're conveniently called Pathway 1, 2 and 3. So Pathway 1 would be lecturing roles, lecturers, senior lecturers, readers and professors, and they combine research and teaching. Pathway 2 roles are research only, so you would be doing a postdoc in most cases and you would only be doing research. And Pathway 3 roles are teaching only, so they're opportunities to focus completely on teaching throughout your career. So most of the PGRs that I speak to that come into the careers service are interested in Pathway 1. They want to become lecturers in the long run, so they're thinking about a combination of research and teaching. But I think becoming a Pathway 3 teaching only professional in higher education is becoming more common. So in these roles you'd be called something like a teaching fellow or a senior teaching fellow. It's really worth thinking about whether this would be the right career path for you. It will be very difficult to pursue research in a Pathway 3 teaching only position, but there will be lots of opportunities to develop your teaching and become a real expert in teaching practice. So there might be, for example, opportunities to apply for grants to improve teaching. You might get opportunities to develop new courses and new modules in ways that you maybe wouldn't if you were on a Pathway 1 lectureship type pathway. So if you think a Pathway 3 teaching only role within a university would appeal to you, it's worth trying to find some professionals within your department who are on Pathway 3 contracts. So they might be teaching fellows, teaching associates, and talking to them about the benefits of this. It's also worth bearing in mind that it might be quite difficult to move from a teaching only pathway into a lectureship type role because there'll be fewer opportunities to publish research in these type of roles. So you would probably end up doing this in your spare time. If you're thinking about teaching as a profession outside of higher education, so teaching secondary, primary or further education colleges, there are lots of different routes into teaching that you might want to take to gain qualified teacher status, QTS. So a number of different routes into teaching in the UK might include something like doing the PGCE, might include doing something like Teach First. There are other routes in that researchers might want to take as well. In particular, the Researchers in Schools initiative is a way that researchers can train and get qualified teacher status and newly qualified teacher status, NQT, over a 1 or 2 year period, and you get paid to teach during this time. So if teaching in primary, secondary or further education colleges appeals to you, it's really worth doing some research into the right route into teaching for you. So the best way to either get paid to train or to train quickly or to train with a lot of practical experience, for example. And to come and speak to us at the Career Service about different ways that you could get into teaching. But this is one area where researchers would be really employable.